Hey, I'm Aja A, and welcome to Sunshine Haze. Don't forget to check out all the links that I have listed down in the description box, and if you like the video, please give me a little thumbs up. If you have any questions after the video is over, feel free to drop them down below. I try to respond to everyone. And if you all know people interested in astrology, numerology, tarot, or whatever I'm talking about on this channel, go on and send them this link. And don't forget to hit subscribe. And of course, thanks for tuning in and rocking with me. May this info help y'all live your best lives. Peace. Hey Scorpios, this video is for you. So Scorpio Sun, Scorpio Moon, and Scorpio Rising. Before I even get started, if you feel like what I'm saying is not resonating with you, go on and check out your Moon and or Rising sign, which I do have linked down in the description box below, okay? This video is for the Aquarian Lunar cycle, so we are talking beginning of February to the beginning of March, so the next month. And let's just go on and get started. The first card that I have coming up for you guys is in the position of the energy for you during this next month. And the energy that you guys will be tapping into, or that will be most prominent for you, is time. So the message that comes up with this card here, what I pick up on right away, is that for a lot of you, especially because y'all are Scorpios, y'all resonate with that super determined energy. I'm putting in the work, so I want it to play out like this, and it's going to play out like this. However, the time card popping up here does tell me that for some of y'all, there may be some things going on that are not necessarily playing out in the timing that you had allotted. And with that being said, things are probably moving a lot slower than you would have thought. This card does come as a reminder that everything happens in divine timing. So if things are not playing out the way that you want them to, when you want them to, please keep in mind that that's because they are not supposed to right now. It will happen when it is supposed to. This card also comes with a little bit of a message that for some of you Scorpios, there may be some situations that you're in. I don't know why it's coming through so strongly, but for some of y'all Scorpios in relationships, this time card, this hourglass, is coming with the message of saying, okay, tick-tock, time is getting ready to run up. Understand that you're about to get ready to start going through the cycles or going through the motions of wrapping up your relationship. And it doesn't have to be a relationship, that's just what came through strongly, but that could also apply to like your career, that could apply to like a certain habit or a certain friendship or anything of the sort. Just know that the two messages here with this time card are, if things are not playing out the way that you wanted them to, as you wanted them to, when you wanted them to, keep in mind that everything happens in divine timing. Have a little bit more patience, Scorpio. You guys want things to happen the way that you want them to happen, but just understand that they're going to happen the way that the universe has set them up to happen, okay? At the same time, again, the other message for this card is for some of you guys, y'all are in situations that, you know, your energy is no longer aligned with. And I do always say this, especially in like my love readings, if you remain in a situation that is no longer for you, like on a higher level, but you want to stay there in the physical because of whatever reason, understand that in the physical, shit's gonna start to get rocky because you're not supposed to be in that anymore. So keep that in mind, Scorpio. Some of you guys, if you're in a situation that you feel is starting to unravel or starting to fall apart, kind of just let it because it's supposed to. And then if things are not playing out in the timing as far as like your endeavors go, understand that they will when they are supposed to, okay? The next card that you guys have coming up in your spread is in the position of what could be a crossing energy, what could pose as an obstacle for you guys during this next month underneath this Aquarian lunar cycle energy. And you've got the Two of Coins. So I'm gonna read this in two ways. The first way, this being a crossing energy, could have to do with, you know, Scorpio, you guys are a very determined sign. You have a very determined energy. Anything that you touch typically turns into success. You kind of have the Midas touch. But with this card coming up, this could tell me that, you know, you might be having a little bit of a hard time finding your footing or deciding on which foot that you want to be firmly grounded. If you look at this card, he has two coins. His hands are above the water. He is balancing the coins. He has them up there, but literally everything else is submerged underwater. So for some of you guys during this next month, especially dealing with, you know, things that you're trying to see come into play and then moving away from certain situations, you may be trying to balance, you know, your finances and your living situations and your careers through all the chaos and all the craziness of the shifts that this time card is bringing in. But On the other hand, I also think that, and I more so pick up on this energy, I get more of a like a two choices type of vibe, but in regards to some sort of foundation. So I feel like for a lot of you Scorpios, that coming up, especially with this crossing the time card, you may be presented with some sort of decision or some sort of option to where it's like, okay, you could live this life or you could live this life, and the time is now for you to decide. So keep in mind, Scorpio, during this next month is going to be a little transformative for you. Maybe some major decisions coming in. There may be some major shifts in your foundational things happening, because this is the Pentacles card and this is the crossing card. And these shifts may at first seem like things that you want no parts of, but just understand, again, everything happens as it should in divine timing. And I do always talk about this turning, oh no, please don't fall, please don't fall. I do always talk about turning this, sorry y'all, turning these crossing cards into upright positions. So whatever is tick-tocking, whatever is either phasing out or whatever is coming in, what you have to be patient for, I think, Scorpio, you can tap a little bit into that, you know, energy that you guys harness of just knowing what to do and how to do it and how to get it all done. And figure out exactly what it is that you need to be firm in. Figure out where you need to actually plant your seeds. And if you have your seeds planted somewhere else, it is okay to dig them up. You can always repot your plants. Keep that in mind. Okay, let's move on to the next card. I think that's enough there for that time card. I more so pick up on something is phasing out for y'all. And then, actually, I get both messages there. Something is phasing out for some of y'all, and then for some of y'all, you need to be a little bit more patient and just wait for whatever's supposed to play out, okay? Excuse me. The next card that you guys have coming up in your spread is in the position of how can you get a little bit more in the mix? How can you tap into this Aquarius lunar cycle energy? Be more collaborative, be more creative, innovative, and be more expressive. You've got the Hangman, which I think does support what I was saying about divine timing with these cards over here, but at the same time, I also think that it supports the, you know, divine timing on the end of things might be shifting or phasing out for you. In regards to, you know, getting out there and working with other people and being more creative and being more innovative and really getting shit popping, the Hangman card is coming up, I believe, with this energy to say, okay, Scorpio, you guys know what you're supposed to be doing. You have your plans in place. You're waiting for resources. Whatever it is that you have going on, you do not know everything, Scorpio, and there's actually more for you to learn, and there's actually a little bit more for you to see before you move on into this next chapter. This next month for you guys may not be very interactive with other people. This is actually going to be a time for you to sit back and observe. And I think it's more so in regards to what you have going on and what you're trying to do. You might need to just kind of shadow somebody in regards to like your career. You might need to, you know, go hang out with somebody who has done the same stuff that you're trying to do currently. But as of right now, it's not really all about action for you. Right now, it's about taking a step back. We are underneath the air lunar cycle, so we are dealing with the energy of, you know, perspective and, you know, our mental and the way that we see things. So during this lunar cycle, that is what you are tapping into, Scorpio. You guys are going to be taking a step back to kind of take a look at things, to kind of see things so that you can shift your perspective in the way that it needs to be shifted, so you can turn this into an upright position, right? And be prepared for whatever shifts are coming whenever they are coming. And because this is popping up in this position during this lunar cycle, you can expect whatever I was talking about. If you thought of a situation, as soon as I said, oh, something's breaking down, or, you know, you're waiting for something and you need to be patient, you can expect to be dealing with that energy regarding that situation during this lunar cycle, okay? All right, y'all. Last card that I have coming up for you in your spread is in the position of the soul message, and you've got flexible. So either way the message goes, again, whether it's breaking down or whether you have to be patient, this card says it's not going to happen the way that you want it to, and it's not going to happen in the timing that you want it to. And the more that you resist it, the more that you try to impose your own plans, again, in whatever you guys believe in, but there is a saying that the best way to make God laugh is to tell him your plans. Scorpio, during this Aquarius, and first and foremost, the first thing is there's no way for you to think that anything is going to be solidified underneath an air cycle. You know what I'm saying? So whatever plans that you set up, whatever you know, time frames that you set up, just expect them to go a little off during this time. And that's not to say they'll be completely off to the left or completely off to the right, but just expect for things to play out in a different way than you had planned. And as they do start to play out in different ways, try not to be so stubborn. Be flexible. Go with the flow. Things happen as they're supposed to. Again, we got the time card here. Be flexible. When shit plays out, it will play out. The way that it plays out, it is going to play out. And instead of going against the grain and resisting the change and fighting it, just go with it. Bend and move your water. Be the stream, be the river. Go where you need to go. Make the moves that you need to make, but also at the same time, don't be so rigid, because whatever is coming in for you, you're going to have to kind of adapt a little bit in order for it to be completely successful, for it to really play out the way that it's meant to. Okay, so keep in mind that during this lunar cycle, Scorpio, that you guys will just need to go with the flow, understand that things will play out as they're going to play out, understand that it is not time for you to be making major moves, but you do need to be paying attention to what is going on around you, because having the knowledge of what's happening on the outside of you along with what is happening with your plans is going to be key. And understand that you may have to do away with certain things and plant your seeds, plant your feet and your seeds in firm ground. And it may not be what it was a couple months ago, but it is what it is, Scorpio. Things have to shift, things have to change. And as they do change, you will understand the changes that are happening, but just kind of go with it. Try not to fight it, okay? All right, that is your reading. If you feel like you need more clarification or a personal reading, feel free to go on and book one with me. I do have that information listed down below. And other than that, thank you guys for watching. I will see y'all next time.